when I watched South Carolina beat Virginia Tech the other day, I kept seeing all of these freaks. Lenor Sellers, the dude's like 6'3", 245 pounds, like Derrick Henry at running back. He can't be tackled. Then you got him throwing to Nick Harbor, who has Olympic-like speed, but he's built like a bodybuilder, but somehow happens to play wide receiver. You have Dylan Stewart, who is terrorizing college football, commanding triple and quadruple teams at only 18 years old. They also had a bunch of huge 215 plus running backs, defensive line, guys looking like they're 300 plus running, 4'6", 4'8". You just have all kinds of freak athletes over there at South Carolina. South Carolina is the freakiest team in college football. They have so much athleticism at every position. They must have one of the best strength and conditioning coaches in America. Because whatever they do as far as their strength and conditioning workouts and their regimen during the offseason, they be having their team looking fit and more athletic than everybody else that they play. And against Virginia Tech, you saw that. Kyron Drones, I know he's awful, but the speed that defensive line had to keep him from taking over this game with his legs, that was a big reason why South Carolina's defense dominated the way that they did. And this secondary was also really good too, especially in the red zone. Now, they did have a few big plays that they gave up, but with the athleticism that South Carolina seems to have, and it's a little bit surprising that they have the amount of freak athletes that they do, considering the fact that they don't recruit on the same level as some of the other big-time programs in this conference, but they do a really good job at player evaluation. They got a pretty decent NIL collective, maybe not deep pockets like Texas, but if there's a guy that they truly believe is worth the money, they have no problem dishing it out, and they're paying Lenor Sellers, Dylan Stewart a lot of cash, and they're getting a lot of return on investment with those guys. Lenor Sellers, he's going to win a Heisman this year. For those of you who don't know, if you're not a South Carolina fan, they got a new offensive coordinator, Mike Shula, who was calling plays during the prime of Cam Newton's time in Carolina. He was Cam Newton's offensive coordinator when he dominated the NFL, won MVP, took the Carolina Panthers to the Super Bowl that year. And the offense that South Carolina was running against Virginia Tech, a lot of quarterback power from heavy backfield formations. You're running play action out of these formations as well. South Carolina is running the Cam Newton offense for Lenor Sellers. And it's going to be tough for any other team that's going up against South Carolina to beat this team when Lenor Sellers is playing his best football. This was the best quarterback in the country coming into this season, in my opinion. He was the hottest quarterback during the second half of the 2024 season. 18 touchdowns, only a few turnovers to end the season. He was absolutely smoking. Now, the offensive line still needs to improve. His awareness in the pocket could be a lot better. Sometimes he'll run into sacks. But with the kind of athleticism that he has, he could be what everybody thought Anthony Richardson was going to be. He has gotten better every time you watch him play. There's a major difference between the player that Lenor Sellers is now compared to the quarterback that he was when he took his first start last season against Old Dominion. More comfortable throwing the football, way more accurate. South Carolina is an underrated team to watch in the SEC this year, despite being the 13th ranked team in the nation at the time I'm recording this. South Carolina is still projected by the FPI and most analysts to finish in the bottom half of the conference. This should easily be, at the bare minimum, an 8-win team, and I think that the ceiling is 10-2, and they sneak into the SEC championship with the amount of freak athletes that they have on this team, the amount of size, the way that these guys are able to move with their size also. They're built to be mostly any other team in the SEC, maybe minus Texas. That's about it. Because in the SEC is all about having the top athletes in the sport, and South Carolina has that.